Mayans MC is a spin-off series of Sons of Anarchy that takes place roughly 2.5 years after the death of Jax Teller. While it follows an entirely new protagonist in Easy Reyes, a prospect for the Mayans Motorcycle Club who's fresh out of prison, it will still feature many cameos from characters you've seen before on Sons. So if you want to revisit Charming but you don't have time to watch all 7 seasons before the premiere of Mayans MC, don't you worry, we here at popculture.com have got you covered with all of the important info. What's up guys, I'm Chris Killian with a Sons of Anarchy recap to the rescue. If you've never seen a single episode of Sons of Anarchy, here's the quick skinny. It's about an outlaw motorcycle club known as Samcro, which is an acronym that stands for Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club Redwood Original. The series ran from 2008 to 2014 and focused primarily on Jax Teller, played by Charlie Hunnam, who often found himself at odds over the criminal activity within the club, contrasted with the legacy set up by the club's founder and Jax's father, who had died in a motorcycle accident before the show began. At the start of the show, Jax is the club VP and his stepfather, Clay Morrow, is the president. Jax's mother, Gemma Morrow, is Clay's wife and the matriarch of the club. The connection to the Mayans MC is evident from the first episode, when a warehouse the Sons used to store guns is destroyed by the Mayans. Jax's ex-wife Wendy is a drug addict and prematurely gives birth to his son Abel as a result. Around this time, Jax's best friend Opie also finishes a prison sentence for a club-related crime. Meanwhile, Jax rekindles a romance with his high school sweetheart Tara and uncovers his father's memoirs. John Teller's book describes his hopes and intentions for the club and details his suspicions that Clay and Gemma are in love. The second season sees the Sons battling a group of white separatists called the League of American Nationalists over control of Charming, and at one point they actually attack and rape Gemma. The turmoil within the club grows as Jax and Clay's relationship deteriorates further over their visions for the club while still having to work together to evade the ATF authorities. By the third season, a misunderstanding with Irish gangsters leads to baby Abel being kidnapped. Learning of her grandson's abduction, Gemma suffers a cardiac arrhythmia and collapses while the club heads to Belfast to save Abel. Upon their return, ATF agent Stahl double-crosses Jax and tells the club about a deal they had worked out together, completely unaware that Jax and the rest of the Sons had set her up from the get-go. Most of the members are taken to jail as planned, while Opie kills Stahl, whom he holds responsible for the death of his wife Donna. Over the next few seasons, the club hurdles over several different obstacles, including a RICO case against them, Opie's death, and a growing conflict with a rival motorcycle club called the Niners. It's during this period that the Sons begin to develop a stronger relationship with the Mayans MC, and they go from bitter rivals to reluctant allies. By season 6, Jax finds himself struggling to hold Samcro together, and Gemma begins dating Nero. Both Tara and Clay are imprisoned and offered deals in exchange for giving up the Sons. Now initially they refuse, but Clay later agrees to a deal when threatened with being thrown into prison's general population, almost assuring he'd be killed. After he's busted out of prison, Jax and the club execute Clay. Meanwhile, Gemma mistakenly believes that Tara has betrayed her son, and she murders Tara in cold blood. At the start of the final season, Jax, distraught over the loss of Tara, turns himself into the authorities. While in jail, Jax makes decisions to align the direction of the club more towards the vision his father had intended and sets a plan in motion to avenge Tara's death. Once Jax learns the truth, he regretfully executes his own mother. The series ends with Jax passing the president's patch to Chibs, but before he does, one of his final acts as president is hooking Alvarez up with Connor as their new gun source. This act will no doubt play a huge part in where the Mayans are as a club at the beginning of the spin-off series. Finally, Jax Teller says his goodbyes and rides off into the sunset, purposefully starting a police chase that ends with him dying in a motorcycle crash, echoing his father's death. And that should have you as caught up as anyone can get in 3 minutes with a show spanning 7 seasons. How much it connects to Mayans MC, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments who you're hoping to see pop up in the spin-off series, and keep checking back with popculture.com for all the latest on Mayans MC.